color, or that one has a nice shape, or that one has the best hair. They don't know the difference, and so they start comparing. That is why I said it leads to a comparison trap. Everyone looks happier on social media. Everyone looks thinner, richer, more popular. That constant comparison with teenagers leads to low self-esteem and even depression. So as parents, we come in and encourage our children on what the truth really is. How many times do you go out and see those kind of people out there? But on social media, they have their shit all together, if I may put it. It's not the best, but they are putting it out and presenting it like it's the best. And guess what? Our teenagers are falling prey, and they are being caught up in that comparison trap. That is the one thing that we need to look out for. The fear of missing out is also another thing that we should look out for. They see friends hanging out, because before, like I said, if you grew up in a family where you don't eat out, you've never gone out, you don't visit, you don't know what is out there. But now social media is flaunting, guys, and putting all that uncalled for pressure on our teenagers. And when they don't go out, they feel like they're missing out. I remember one of my daughters asking me to go out sometime with her friends after school. And I was like, no, you won't. And she said, but why, mommy? My friends are enjoying. She tried it the first time, the second time, third time. I mean, that it never stopped. Until one time she said, I think, mommy, you're just out to, destroy my life. I don't have a social life. I said, you will have it when you grow up. I didn't have it. I can't give you what I didn't get. So we would argue about that until it sank in her head that, you know what, that is a lifestyle for those people who got it growing up. I can't give you what I didn't get. So guess what? She now doesn't even bother telling me people are going out. She's, and if she really, really sees that it's worth going to, then she comes to me and I'll be like, okay, we'll talk about it and see whether it's good for you. And if it is, you will go. But social media has painted such a picture that people are enjoying all the time. Like it's now Friday. Kudos to you guys that have not gone out. Oh my goodness, now it's already party time on TikTok, on these other social, Instagram, people showing themselves drinking, dancing, going out, preparing to go out. And if you're not, it feels like really you're missing out. So that's what social media has done. Because once they don't have what they see on social media, then they feel excluded. Even if they weren't close to those friends, they feel excluded because others are enjoying. They think out there you just go and you start enjoying. Like one of my kids, this one now is younger. She came and told me, Mommy, I want us to go out. She had got new shoes and some new clothes. And she said, I want us to go out to a party. And I told her, so you want us to go? Yeah, when? Today. I said, okay, we can go out to a party. In her head, she thinks the moment you get new clothes, it's time to go to a party, and new shoes. That is how naive our children get, guys. They see what is posted on social media, even when they don't know the people that are on there. They want to be a part of what is going on. They think life is happening out there. So we need to explain it to them as we go along. Another thing we need to look out for is cyberbullying. Guys, that one is bad and it is real. Unlike traditional bullying, this one follows them everywhere 24/7. That is why it is very serious and we need to pay attention to it. Cyberbullying. It follows them 24/7 and it's everywhere because there are harsh comments that are given. Have you ever posted a video and someone throws in this harsh comment? Say like you didn't, wear very nice and you don't look good in this color. And then if that comment came to a teenager, it would really impact them a lot. So we should be on a lookout for cyberbullying. Yeah. Harsh comments, threads, or being left out of a group chat, all that can deeply scar a teen's sense of safety. And before you know it, a person who was bubbly, a person who was talking, can't do that anymore. Something has broken in them. Probably someone unfriended. Probably someone said, you don't even look so good. You're too thick, or you're too thin, or you're too this, because people will always find faults. And our teenagers, like I said, are young grown-ups. If you have watched my previous videos, I always describe them as people with a brain that is under construction. If you've been on any site, and the house is under construction, my dear, debris can be everywhere and anything can happen anytime. You can't be like, I've just cleaned here, who has messed it up? Because it's messy, because there's construction going on. So that is the brain of our teenagers. They have a brain that is under construction. Now, if someone comes in with cyberbullying, harsh comments, unfriending, excluding our teenagers from their group chats, that can affect them and scar their sense of safety. That is something we need to look out for. And also sleep disruption. If that late night scroll keeps the brain alert, and the blue light that comes off our phones, our tabs, suppresses their melatonin, and guess what happens? It causes them to be depressed. The sleep hormone, many teens are exhausted but can't disconnect from social media. You feel the brain is tired. You've watched enough, but for some reason you can't stop scrolling. I know my teens come from school and they have homework, loads of homework, but they sit in the chair and say, one of them can say, I'm just going to sit here and just get my phone and just scroll just a little bit. Then after that, as I unwind, then I can do my homework. And before you know it, it's been 2 hours. So that sleep disruption can also, be a thing that we should look out for. And validation addiction. It can get so addictive, guys. When approval comes in likes, kids start chasing that next fix of, I've posted this, why are people not liking? It's validation for them that they are good enough, that they are not good enough. If it works, if a video performs very well and gets many likes, then they are good enough. If it doesn't, then they are not good enough. Something is going on. Why is it not performing? That validation addiction, we need to be on a lookout for that as well. They may even post things out of character just to fit in. They may do that when the pressure is too much. They may post things out of character. Like I saw this parent who was beating up her daughter on TikTok because the daughter was posting her nudes out there for the world to see. And the mom found out. All along, she didn't know about the channel that the girl had. And while scrolling, I think she must have also been going to the wrong channel, or someone saw and let her know what the daughter is doing, and she was disappointed, beat her up, and took the phone and crushed it. And she may think that is a solution to her daughter's problem, her act up, but that's not. And you will see why I say that. Because you may crush her phone, and guess what? She gets someone who buys her another one. And guess what? The price she pays to get that new phone that you didn't give her will be big. Because nothing is for free. So she will have paid. And once she's paid, then she will become more secretive. This time round, not seeing that phone. If it is a channel, she can even do it at school with her friends. And you're bragging, my kid doesn't have a phone, my kid is not on those things, and yet she doesn't have a phone, right? Probably, but the friends do, and they open up that channel for her, and she posts. Whenever she's with them, she's posting, and you are in the dark. So think about it, guys. I'll give you an example. I met a parent once. Her 13-year-old daughter had become withdrawn. It turned out she was being body shamed anonymously on Instagram. Someone was telling that she's got no shape. How can someone say that? Yeah, she didn't tell anyone for months because she feared her mom would take her phone away. But by the time someone says you don't have any body shape, it is because you've been exposing yourself, and someone commented you have no shape. But who doesn't have a shape? We all have, whether it's according to the world standard the best or it's not. But we do all have a shape. But someone commented on social media that you have no shape. What are you even doing on social media posting? And that hurt her a lot. Yeah. So she didn't tell her mom of what was going on because she feared her mom would take her phone away. Now, this is a reminder, guys. Sometimes kids hide pain. Not because they don't trust us, but because they fear losing their online world. She thought her mom would take away her phone, and so she kept it to herself. And this went on and on. And this person found pleasure in all constantly saying, commenting about her legs, commenting about her lack of, how we call it in Uganda, nyash, her lack of hips. Like the world standards are based on those things that the other party was talking about. So we need to be on a lookout for that and also be aware of that. Now, our third segment will be also understanding the teen brain online. We need to get to that place. If we don't understand our teen's brain, we will misfire on so many accounts. And guess what? We won't be able to help our kids once that happens to them. The teenage brain is wired, for starters, for rewards and risks. That is how God wired teenagers. That's why you see when we have some of you who have parents, they made their worst mistakes in their teenage age. That is when you had that first pregnancy. That's when you first had that impregnation. That is when you first had alcohol, smoking. It is not common for someone to pick up habits while they are grown up in their 30s, in their 20s, because then the brain has grown up a bit. And so you can tell the difference between what is healthy for you and what is unhealthy, between what is good for you and what is not good for you. Now, that is something that we lack when we are teenagers. Yeah. So the brain of a teenager is wired for rewards and risks. And I'll explain that further. That means they are drawn to excitement. If there's anything that is exciting, that's why you see when people are drinking and they seem high and they seem happy, teenagers will be in it. I mean, if they are vaping and they seem like it's the coolest thing, they will be drawn to it. Why? Because it's rewarding, because it's risky. Yeah. And social media approvals also draw teenagers. Social media gives them all the three instant feels, the novelty. Social media does give that. When a teen gets online or comment, when a teen gets a like online or a comment, their brain releases dopamine, something that may not happen for us. You know, like you guys are watching. And thank you for watching. It's a live podcast. Go ahead, drop your comments. I will read them. But you guys are watching. And I can see here there are 6 likes, but there's more of you watching. Now, just because you've not liked won't mean that I will, stop living. But to a teenager, if I go online,